Trevor Phillips is a sad, angry, broken man. However, what sets him apart from other characters of the same persuasion is the genre of game he's in. Trevor is the type of character you'd expect to see in a gritty, realistic crime game, but Grand Theft Auto V couldn't be further from that grungy setting. It's loud, ecstatic, and wild, which fits perfectly with Trevor's sensibilities. What I love about this character so much is that if he were in any other video game, he would be treated as a somber, cautionary tale of what violence and drugs can do to a man. But in GTA V, he's treated as a crazy wild man played for comedic relief. But it doesn't come off as in poor taste to the mentally ill, because Trevor has put himself in such a position of power in a world where normal logic doesn't apply. You can immediately tell what kind of ride you're in for with Trevor when he's introduced in what may be one of the best character introductions I've ever seen. You start with a shot that epitomizes the words white trash, before transitioning into a sense of mystery as to what this character is thinking about when he hears a particular phrase. You wonder if there's something deeper to him. As the situation escalates, you can't get a read on him, but then it seems like he means well, and despite making mistakes, has a heart of gold. And then the shoe drops in what may be one of the most hilarious moments in this game. Rockstar has immediately conveyed Trevor's entire personality and character into one scene, and it's absolutely beautiful. He's an insanely twisted, malicious character, but he still retains some morality by going out of his way to be respectful to women, whilst treating hippies like dirt not worth pissing on. He's hilarious, he's mysterious, and one of the most entertaining characters in video game history. Everything about Trevor screams, "Fear me, I'm dangerous," and while I wouldn't say he's likable, he's a character that's fun to like, if that makes any sense. It's the silliness of the character that keeps it from getting too real and disturbing to watch. There's no meth head in the real world that would act like this, with all the morals and intelligence of Trevor, the way he loves his mother, and how he forms a genuine connection to Madrazo's wife. Moments like these are what keep Trevor from becoming a despicable monster, and what keeps him fun to watch and play as. Although, on the other end of the spectrum are people who think he's cool and totally badass. I'd like to imagine that those people are too young to play Grand Theft Auto V, but I've been disappointed before. Make no mistake, Trevor is a character that deserves our pity. He had an abusive childhood and lost out on his dream of joining the military due to his mental state, which he couldn't help, and over the course of his life he's had his friends killed and resurrected. His life is a tragedy, but played as a comedy, and I love how Rockstar romanticizes his insanity. For this next part, I'd like to examine Trevor's personality and psyche, or whatever's left of it. The main thing I want to figure out is his motivation. Is it intense hatred for everyone that isn't him, or does he just want to watch the world burn? The primary thing that motivates most Grand Theft Auto protagonists, hell, most real criminals, is greed. Seeing what they have and deciding it's not enough. They need more and more, and innocent people have to pay the price for them to get what they want. Hey, that also applies to billionaires. Weird. But Trevor clearly has no need for nice things. Despite having the money to move out of the Alamo Sea trailer park and buy a mansion in Los Santos, Trevor remains content in his foul abode. So he doesn't do things because he wants them for himself. So what if we combine his hatred for most things with greed, and we get envy? Trevor doesn't want whatever Merryweather is hiding, he just doesn't want them to have it, and he stands to make a lot of money from them not having it. Trevor hates the rich, how they have everything and waste it, how they've become complacent and forgotten the real struggles of life. Sound familiar? This brings me to my biggest criticism of Trevor, and it's not so much a criticism as a missed opportunity. His relationship with Michael never evolves over the course of the game. They constantly scream and are at each other's throats, and that never really changes for the most part. In other Rockstar games, the protagonist builds up walls around themselves and never lets anyone in. But there's always one scene in every game where the protagonist opens up and shows us what they're hiding. And it's always one of the best scenes in the game. Now, Grand Theft Auto V is a much sillier game than all the examples I've shown, but there's never some wow moment in the story where Trevor and Michael say something to each other that stuns them. We never get to the root of their relationship. It's just yelling and screaming, and there's no scene where each character breaks down their walls to the other. Grand Theft Auto V is not the best story Rockstar has ever written. Hell, I'd say it's not even in the top 3. Despite that, their penchant for creating gaming's best protagonists hasn't missed a beat. Trevor is a multifaceted character with so much hate, cruelty, and sadness hidden beneath the surface, and has become so much more than a stereotypical meth head. Whilst his relationships leave a lot to be desired, and there's never a moment that reveals the core of Trevor's issues, this doesn't stop him from becoming synonymous with Grand Theft Auto.